Modjammit.
Welcome to Modjammit. I'm going to show you some things to look out for when using your new Lipo modified Nerf blaster. We're going to start from the beginning, look at the battery, and then we'll talk about the installation of the battery and the charging of the battery. So, first thing we're going to look at is our Lipo battery here. We want to make sure that the battery isn't swelling in any way. It's pretty perfectly square. There are no puncture marks or any nicks in the cable to prevent short circuiting. The reason why we want to take good care of our batteries is that they are a fire hazard. They do release their charge in the form of an explosion if something goes wrong. So always make sure that your battery is in good condition. When we're charging our battery, typically a simple charger like this will do. It indicates 1, 2, or 3 cell. You've got this that goes to your wall socket, and then one of these jacks or ports will fit your battery. Let's go ahead and plug this in and take a look. So once we plug our power cable that is supplied with the charger into the wall, we'll go ahead and plug that in, give it a nice firm little squish, and there we are. Once we plug it in, we're getting some green and red blinking lights awaiting our battery. Go ahead and get that out of the light glare so you can get a better look at the colors. We are charging a 2S battery, so when we take a charge port, which is this one here from our battery, this here is the voltage out, you could say, that supplies our to our device. This little tiny guy here is our charge port. When we plug this in, we're plugging it into the one on the right. It's the only one that fits, and you can see the hole is keyed. So there's 2 little key marks there. There's 2 at the top of our plug. Let me go ahead and plug that in. You get a nice affirmative snap, 2 red lights indicating that's a 2S battery and that it is charging. When this is fully charged, these lights will turn green. So moving on from there, let's say this is fully charged. We just go ahead and pull this gently out, and we'll take a look at our mod. This mod specifically here is our latest Desolator mod with our battery compartment located here on the left-hand side. We'll use a flathead screwdriver and listen to some traffic going on driving by, and we'll go ahead and pop this out. Now this is an incredibly tight fit, so what we're going to do is we'll plug in our voltage right here. And the way that I've built this one is that we're going to slide this cable inward down into the stock, and we should have just a little bit left over once we get it all in there. So let's go ahead and work this through. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky. And once this is worked in as far as we can get it, we'll wrap it around this way, one time through, and slide that right in there. We don't want to force anything or crimp any cables, but it should tuck in nice and tight, right there, and it's a near perfect fit. What that leaves is our charge cable hanging out. For the person who has purchased this, a friend of mine, you could actually charge this while it's still in the blaster. We'll go ahead and do that. And that will eliminate the need for all the cables and fumbling and all around, all that stuff. So we can charge it like that. I would recommend removing the battery every once in a while to inspect it for any damage or swelling, short circuits, cut cables, things like that. So now, let me go ahead and pull this out. What we have here is our Lipo alarm. What this does is that this puts out a nice, annoying, loud beep to let you know that the battery is at its lowest voltage and it needs to be charged. If you're playing outside or you're in a game and you want to put this away for the night, it's good to get the battery wore down until this alarm goes off, and that would put it at a good, suitable storage charge. When we're connecting this battery alarm, we can look very closely, and you'll see at the very top when you hold it in this direction, there's a COM mark right here at the bottom. And so you've got your COM and then your different battery connections for 2 and 3S. This is a 2S battery, and we'll go ahead and connect this on. When we got it correctly, we should get a loud beep. lights come on, and then we have 2 green lights letting us know that we have a 2S battery that is charged. Not fully charged, but it has a charge enough to operate. Now, you don't have to worry about this being connected incorrectly. If you connect it incorrectly, you won't get a sound no matter how you put it. If it's incorrect, you won't get a startup beep, so we don't have to worry about that. So let's go ahead and take a look. Our black wire, our very first one on the far right, is going to line up with our COM pin, which is at the bottom. So if we put it like this, oops, I missed the pin. When we put it like this, we get our beep, and that lets us know that we're ready to go. So in order to fit this in there, a little twirl should get that in a good enough spot and a nice tight tuck, and we're all set. When you're ready to put this away, the alarm has gone off and it's ready to be stored. You can make sure that this is disconnected because it does require energy from the battery to power these lights, and eventually, if this battery discharges beyond the point in which the alarm goes off, you could permanently damage your battery, irreversibly damage your battery, and it could also even be a fire hazard. So when that is in like that, we'll go ahead and we'll apply the battery cover, gently screw this down, and we're not quite set yet because on this specific mod, let's take a look over here. Right inside of there, I'm trying to get a good angle on it. Right there, inside of here is our speed control. So it's a flathead screw, and I'm trying to get a light up in there so you can see it. But if you reach inside here with the flathead screw, gently rotate it until it seats. When you turn this up, you get a solid click. And now that the device is on. With this being on, you'll see a small dim red light here. With our lighting, you can't really tell. And then our motor should be set. So let's go ahead and turn it up a little bit further. There it is. Turn it up a little bit further. And there we go. You can see maybe inside there the red light that appears when this is powered on. So that's very slow. You might not even get a dart out of that. So let's turn it up a little bit higher. Find where it seats very gently. It'll fall into place. Turn it up a little bit higher. There we go. Now we can go ahead and turn it up even a little bit higher. Once we find the sweet spot for this to fall into place. There it is. Turn it up even higher. Now we're ready to go. So that is the highest it can go. When we're done with this for the day, we want to go ahead, turn this all the way down to power it off, all the way to the click. Now it's off. We'll go ahead, open up the battery compartment, lift this up, and gently, if possible, because this is a tight fit, work this alarm out like so. And disconnect that. If you keep things like this, keep them together, it'll be ready to be charged again for the next game that you play by easily taking this, plugging that in, waiting for the 3 lights to turn green. You're good to go. Remove your charger, put on your LiPo alarm, make sure you get the screaming loud beep. Good to go. Give it a little twirl, tuck it in, apply your battery and cover, and you're good to go. So thank you for watching this. I just want to make sure that whoever's purchasing mods or commissions from me, that you know the basics of your LiPo care. Always use an alarm. Make sure that these batteries do not get punctured, anything like that. Inspect for cut cables and swelling. And if you take good care of these batteries, they will last a really long time, and generally they are safe if all the precautions are followed. So thank you for watching once again. This is Modjammit, and I hope you have an awesome mod. And remember, mod responsibly.
Modjammit.